Hello, and welcome to McKinney-Vento Homeless Training for Teachers and School Staff. The purpose of this training is to provide school staff with information regarding this federal law and how you can help. Often, when we think of the term homeless, we think of a similar picture such as this one: no home, no money, no job, helpless, and hungry. Unfortunately, the term homeless is associated with a negative stigma which leads families to try to hide their situation because they are ashamed and embarrassed. We encourage educators and staff to use the terms in transition, highly mobile, or McKinney-Vento eligible to be sensitive to these families' situations. The McKinney-Vento law is both a federal and a state law. It defines the term homeless much differently than the stereotype. It defines McKinney-Vento eligible children and youth to be those who lack a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. Let's dig a little deeper into each of these three identifiers. Fixed refers to a residence that is stationary, permanent, and not subject to change nor easily moved. Living in an RV or car would not be classified as fixed since they are easily moved, so the student living in this RV would qualify as being McKinney-Vento eligible. Regular refers to a residence that is used on a regular basis. If this teenager had been kicked out of her home and is couch surfing, staying with various friends, then she would be considered McKinney-Vento eligible. Also, a child that makes several moves in a short period of time would also be eligible. Finally, an adequate residence is one that is sufficient for meeting both the physical and psychological needs typically met in home environments. This would include situations of overcrowding with too many people for the square footage. Homes with inadequate heating, electricity, plumbing, running water, and even bug infestations would also be eligible. If a family's home has been hit by a disaster like a fire or flood, there are no income guidelines. The family is considered McKinney-Vento eligible. The families that tend to be fairly easy to identify might be sleeping in a tent or in a shelter, sleeping at a motel, or staying at any place that isn't designated for people to reside in. The families that are harder to identify are the ones that are doubled up or couch surfing. Families often staying with friends or other family members because they cannot afford a place of their own. Teens who have left their homes for whatever reason other than educational advantage, who may be hopping from place to place or staying with a friend or relative, are unaccompanied youth and McKinney-Vento eligible. Unaccompanied youth includes a child or youth not in physical custody of a parent or guardian. So why is identifying these students important? Because we cannot serve and support these students if we don't know who they are. It is both a federal and a state law. What can you do? Listen and look for clues from students because often they will try to hide that they are in transition. Are you noticing that a student is frequently absent from school? Did you overhear a student mention that he or she is not living at home? Are there students wearing the same clothes every day? Are they telling you that their home has issues, for example, no running water or electricity? Are there many people living in the same home or apartment? If so, pass this information along to your school counselor so they can gather more information. In turn, they will complete a student intake form and inform the district liaison who will make the determination as to whether the student is McKinney-Vento eligible. Above all, we want to offer support without judgment. What you are seeing now is the intake form for the Education for Children and Youth Experiencing Homelessness, often referred to as ECYEH. Once students are identified as McKinney-Vento eligible, what is the school's responsibility? The district must enroll the student immediately, even without all necessary enrollment documents. All fees must be waived. Students must get free lunch and free breakfast. We must ensure all access to services, including Title I services, sports, and extracurricular activities. We must connect students to services they might need, such as tutoring and counseling. We must provide transportation to school of origin if requested by a caregiver, and we need to assist the family in getting all the necessary paperwork. Preschool-age children get priority enrollment in preschool programs. We also need to assist high schoolers to make sure they are on track for graduation and assist older students with college and career goals. The goal is to remove all barriers to education created by homelessness. Under McKinney-Vento, the caregiver and students have rights. The student is allowed to attend the school of origin, which is the school the child or youth was attending when he or she became McKinney-Vento eligible, or the student may attend the school where they were last enrolled, or the student may attend the school district in which he or she is now residing. School officials can have discussions with caregivers on what is in the best interest of the child. However, ultimately, it is the caregiver's choice where their child attends. Once a student is identified as McKinney-Vento eligible, they remain McKinney-Vento eligible for the entire school year, even if they obtain a fixed, regular, and adequate residence during the year. A student's McKinney-Vento eligibility status must be treated as a confidential school record as FERPA laws apply. In closing, it is important to remember that when a child's world is turned upside down, the only stable thing they may have left is school. We want to provide a nurturing and supportive environment for the student. If you have questions related to this presentation today, or any questions in general about McKinney-Vento, please reach out to your school counselor, or you may contact me. My information is included in this presentation and will be included on our website. Thank you.